My beloved, before time unfurled its tapestry, before the first breath of the morning star echoed through the heavens, I wrote you into the scrolls of eternity. You were not an accident. You were not a mistake born of chance or a fleeting thought passing through the infinite. You were my intention, my design, my delight. I crafted you with vision, not only with clay and spirit, but with purpose woven into the fibers of your being. Every strand of your hair numbered, every heartbeat heard, every sigh stored in the chambers of my heart. Yes, I have always known you. Pause now. Silence the noise. Let your spirit sink beneath the crashing waves of your distractions and hear me in the stillness. I am not a god of chaos but of calm. I speak not only in thunder but in tremors of peace. That moment you pause to breathe, that second your eyes welled with tears without understanding why that was me. I was calling, whispering, anchoring your soul in my nearness. Do not overlook the sacred simplicity of my presence. It does not always announce itself with spectacle. Often, it comes like oil on bruised skin, like morning mist over dry land. You asked me, Lord, are you here? Are you still speaking to me? And I answer now not with distant echo but with the breath that fills your lungs. I never left. You are not lost in the crowd of prayers, not one voice among billions. You are the one I leave the 99 for. I come to you because I desire you, not because I must, but because I long for communion with the soul I formed. Let me walk you back through the nights when you felt forgotten. I was there in the silence, not absent but hidden, not distant but sheltering. I stood guard while the war around you raged unseen. Every tear you shed I caught. Every scream into your pillow I heard. When you reached the edge of your strength, when all seemed lost, it was my hand that steadied you. You thought it was coincidence, a lucky break, a friend who showed up unprompted, but it was me, in disguise, loving you through the mundane. And now I call you deeper. There is more to this journey than survival. You were not created merely to endure but to overcome, not simply to hold on but to rise. The time for wandering has passed. I am placing a torch in your hand and bidding you forward, not to a path you must forge alone, but to the one I have already carved through the wilderness. Trust me, you do not have to understand the way to take the next step. Faith does not ask for the map, only the hand of the guide. Even now, I am stretching your faith not to break you, but to build you. I am removing the scaffolding of human approval, the crutches of routine and comfort, so that your roots grow deeper into me. For what is shallow will not survive the shaking, and I love you too much to let you stay surface-bound. I am calling your roots into the hidden soil where glory grows. Let go, beloved. Let go of what no longer bears fruit. You hold tightly to what once served you, but the manna of yesterday cannot sustain you today. Do not cling to broken wells when I have rivers of living water waiting. This transition will feel like loss, but it is really clearing. I am removing what has expired, making room for what is eternal. Do not fear the pruning, it is my love, not my punishment. Do not measure my faithfulness by the ease of your current season. There is a fire upon your life, but it is not to destroy you, it is to purify, to reveal what was always true beneath the ashes. I am forging something indestructible in you. Even as you walk through what feels like ruins, I am building in the realm of the unseen. What you call delay, I call preparation. What you call silence, I call the tuning of your ears to a higher frequency. You are not abandoned, you are being recalibrated. Hear me now. There is an awakening coming to your soul. I am not only reviving what was fading, I am birthing what never existed before. New dreams, new courage, a new clarity. But it requires your yes, your surrender, your willingness to let go of control. I do not bless performance, I bless surrender. Come, lay down your striving and find your rest in me. I do not need your perfection. I long for your presence. I do not demand your brilliance. I ask for your brokenness. For it is there in the cracks of your humanity that my glory shines brightest. I will take your fragments and make stained glass windows for my light to pour through. You do not need to hide your wounds from me. I am not ashamed of your past. I was with you in it all, and I am redeeming every chapter. Look up, my child. The horizon is not the end, it is the beginning. The clouds are parting. The heaviness you feel is not a curse, it is the weight of my hand settling upon you for greater things. You were chosen not to blend in, but to stand out. You were not called to survive like the world, but to shine like the kingdom. Let my spirit awaken the lion within you. You are not timid. You are not forgotten. You are my warrior, my worshiper, my messenger. And so, rise. Rise above fear. Rise above guilt. Rise above the voice that says you'll never be enough. My blood declares you more than enough. My resurrection writes your victory in eternal ink. You are not who they said you were. You are who I say you are: holy, anointed, radiant, called. If your heart beats with love for the Lord, type, Lord, I am yours forever. My beloved child, before your first breath touched the air, before your heartbeat found rhythm, before your soul was wrapped in skin, I knew you. I loved you. I purposed you. You were not spoken into existence by chance, but by deliberate design. I formed you not as one among many, but as one unlike any. You are not a shadow of someone else's dream. You are the manifestation of mine. The world told you to fit in, to mold, to shrink, but I called you to rise, to carry a flame, to be the living echo of my glory. You have not wandered here by accident. This moment was set in motion by my will before time began. You did not stumble across these words. I placed them before your eyes like a holy bread set before a hungry soul. Eat of this truth now and be filled, for I am pouring fresh oil into dry places and drawing you into the depths of my presence like a wave returning to the sea. Let everything else fall away now, the questions, the noise, the distractions. I am here, and where I am, there is peace. Where I am, there is healing. Where I am, there is clarity. You have been faithful in hidden places. You have prayed with tear-stained cheeks, worshipped through heartbreak, believed while surrounded by shadows. I saw every moment. I recorded every whisper. I measured every sacrifice not in human metrics but in eternal weight. And now, hear me. Your waiting has not been wasted. Your obedience has built something eternal. Do not despise the seasons of silence, for I have been working in the quiet, shaping you like clay, burning away what could not remain, and strengthening the roots that would carry your destiny. There is a fire I have placed in your spirit that the world did not give, and the world cannot extinguish. The winds came. The floods rose. The voices of doubt shouted louder than truth, but still, you did not let go of me. And I have not let go of you. You are still held, still chosen, still called. And now, I declare this over you, a shift is here. Not just a gentle breeze of change, but a divine shaking that will break chains you forgot you carried. A movement of my hand that will open doors sealed by generational fear. I will cause the impossible to submit to my will. I will command favor to locate you, not because you earned it, but because you are aligned with my covenant. What has seemed stagnant will suddenly spring forth. What has long been buried will begin to bloom. You are stepping into the fulfillment of prayers you forgot you prayed. But my child, with great glory comes a call to deeper obedience. I am not only blessing you, I am refining you. I am asking you to release what still clings to your ankles and keeps you from soaring. The grudges, the bitterness, the habits hidden in shadows, they must go. They do not belong in the new land I am leading you into. There are things you once needed to survive, but now they are weights you must lay down. Forgive, even when it hurts. Release, even when it feels unjust. Trust me to be the judge, the healer, the redeemer. I do not waste pain. I will turn your ashes into beauty. I will restore what was stolen. What you must trust me with the letting go. You cry out for purpose, for clarity, for impact, and I have heard you. But know this, the influence you seek will not come through striving, but through surrender. I am not asking for your perfection. I am asking for your heart. Yield it again and again. Lay it bare before me. Let me speak into the places you have hidden, the places you have protected with silence. I do not come to shame you. I come to set you free. I have seen how the enemy has tried to wear you down with delay. He has whispered that it's too late, that you missed your moment, that your story is over. But I say to you now, his time is up. His lies have lost their grip. You are not behind. You are right on time. I am redeeming the years the locusts have eaten. I am restoring what was broken in the storms of your past. I will use every scar as a testimony. I will use every fall as fuel for your rise. There is nothing wasted in me, nothing forgotten, nothing forsaken. So rise, my child. Rise from fear. Rise from complacency. Rise from the ashes of yesterday. This is your appointed time. The heavens are declaring it. The earth is groaning for it. Angels are being dispatched with keys to unlock divine appointments that have been reserved with your name written on them. But you must walk forward in faith. Do not wait for perfect conditions. Do not wait until you feel worthy. You will never be ready by the world's standards, but you are already prepared by mine. You carry the same spirit that raised Christ from the dead. That power is not dormant. It is alive within you. You were never meant to merely survive. You were made to thrive, to declare, to shift atmospheres, to call forth light in darkness. You are not an echo of culture. You are the sound of heaven touching earth. Your voice carries weight in the spirit. Your worship is warfare. Your prayers shake foundations. Your presence, when aligned with my spirit, is a weapon against every principality of darkness. So I call you now not to blend in, but to stand out, to rise in boldness, to walk in purity, to carry love like fire and truth like a sword. You are not just called to receive, you are called to release. What I pour into you, pour out to others. Comfort the broken, heal the sick, prophecy to the weary, speak life to the dry bones. This generation does not need a performance, it needs an encounter. Be that encounter. Be the reflection of my heart, the embodiment of my grace, the evidence of my power. Even now, as these words are being written upon your heart, angels are moving. Yes, my messengers, the flames of my will, are being dispatched to regions of resistance in your life. They are not delayed by the obstacles that you see. What appears closed to your natural eye has already been opened in the spiritual realm. Do not confuse silence for absence. Do not misinterpret delay as denial. In my kingdom, time is never wasted. I use it to ripen fruit, to prepare soil, to align all things so that the fullness of my promise may be revealed without distortion. You are not forgotten, you are being fashioned. I see how tired you've been. Not just tired in body, but in soul. You carry burdens that others do not see, and you've grown weary in well-doing. You smile outwardly while internally you question how much longer you can hold on. My child, hear me. I did not call you to carry the weight alone. I never designed you to walk without me. My yoke is easy, and my burden is light, not because life is easy, but because I share the load with you. Lay your burdens at my feet, not just in word, but in full trust. Hand them over. Surrender the fears you've rehearsed for years. Let me take them, for I have already carried them to the cross. And as I take your burdens, I also exchange them for something greater, peace, not as the world gives, but as only I can give. A peace that stands when the wind roars. A peace that whispers louder than fear. A peace that guards your heart and your mind like armor forged in the fires of heaven. You have not known rest until you've rested in me. And I am calling you into that rest, not for a moment, but for a lifestyle. Stop striving to prove your worth. You are already worthy not by what you've done, but by what I've done for you. Stop comparing your journey to others. Comparison is a thief of joy and a distortion of vision. I made you unique for a reason. The path I have chosen for you is holy, and it is yours alone. There will be days when you feel like you've regressed, when old wounds ache like fresh bruises, and you question if healing was ever real. But do not let those moments define you. Your growth is not always linear. Healing is not always immediate. Some roots are so deep they take seasons to die. But I am patient, and I want you to be patient too, with yourself, with others, with the process. You are not going backward, you are being refined. Trust me in the repetition. Even if it feels like you're circling the same mountain, know that with each turn, your spirit is gaining strength, your insight is being sharpened, and your dependence on me is deepening. I will finish what I started in you. Let me also remind you of this truth. You are loved. Loved not as a concept, not as a theological idea, but as a living reality. I don't love you because of what you produce or how well you perform. I love you because you are mine. My love does not fluctuate with your mood or your behavior. It is consistent, constant, eternal. When you feel undeserving, remember, I love you. When you fall into sin and shame whispers that you've gone too far, Remember, I love you. When you feel invisible, like no one sees or hears you, I want you to remember I see you. I hear you. And I delight in you. You are not just tolerated, you are cherished. I did not choose you reluctantly, I chose you joyfully. And my choice is not revoked because of your failures. Grace is not a one-time offer. It is the atmosphere in which you now live. You breathe it with every confession. You stand in it with every repentance. You rise by it with every new morning. And that grace is transforming you, little by little, from glory to glory. You may not see it, but I do. You may not feel it, but it is real. The caterpillar may not feel beautiful in the cocoon, but the wings are being formed nonetheless. And now, my child, I speak to the dreams that lie buried beneath discouragement. You placed them on the shelf of maybe someday. You've whispered to yourself, perhaps it was never meant to be. But I am the God of resurrection, not just of bodies but of dreams. What you thought was dead I can breathe on again. What you thought had passed you by, I can call back. My timing is perfect, and I will not let what I authored in you die in the wilderness. Speak again what I once spoke to you. Prophecy over the bones of forgotten hope. Stir your faith to believe that what I promised, I will fulfill. But remember, I am not a vending machine of blessings, I am a father. And like any good father, I am more concerned with your heart than your comfort. I withhold not because I am cruel, but because I am wise. I know what must be built in you before I release what I've prepared for you. I know what pride must be broken, what lies must be silenced, what wounds must be healed. And in my mercy, I allow the tension. I let you wait not to punish you, but to prepare you. And oh, how glorious the preparation is, even though it feels painful. You are being equipped for more than you can imagine. You are not being denied, you are being developed. And as I develop you, I also surround you. You are not alone. I have placed my spirit within you and my angels around you. I have stationed intercessors you don't even know by name to pray for you. I have aligned divine connections that are waiting just on the other side of your obedience. Do not isolate yourself in the valley. Do not retreat into solitude when you were made for communion. Reach out. Speak life. Extend your hand to others even when your own hand feels empty. In your pouring, you will be filled. And I say this to you now. You are entering a season of acceleration. What once took years will happen in days. The favor I am releasing is not earned, it is positioned. As you walk in obedience, my wind will catch your sails. As you dwell in my presence, I will amplify your voice. As you steward what is small, I will make it great. But do not chase visibility, chase me. I will open the doors. I will make the way. You don't need to strive for platform. Just keep walking with me, and I will make your life a testimony that no one can deny. Now take a breath. Yes, right now. Inhale my presence. Let peace descend upon you like a soft rain on parched ground. Let these words linger in your soul like incense rising in the temple. I am not finished. The pages are still turning. The story is still unfolding. And I, the author, write with perfect clarity. If you trust in God's perfect plan, write, Jesus, I place everything in your hands. There is something sacred about your stillness, something powerful about your quiet surrender. The world may demand movement and noise, but I dwell in the hush, in the reverent pauses, in the undisturbed places of your heart. When you make room for me, not just in your schedule but in your spirit, I come and I fill that space with my glory. Do not underestimate what happens when you wait in silence before me. The greatest revelations are not always shouted, they are whispered. And in the whisper, I give wisdom that cannot be shaken by opinion or circumstance. You have longed to hear my voice with clarity, and I honor that hunger. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled. You will not be left empty. I am training your ears to recognize my tone amidst the static of the world. I am sharpening your discernment, making it like a double-edged sword, so you will know what is from me and what is not. There is no confusion in my presence, only clarity, only light, only truth that burns away deception like fire consuming chaff. Let me also speak to your battle. Yes, the invisible war waged in your thoughts, your emotions, your soul. The enemy has tried to wear you down not through major assaults, but through subtle erosion. He whispers lies, not always loud, but persistent. You're not enough. You've missed it. God is silent. Nothing will change. But I am pulling back the curtain now to expose his tactics. The enemy is afraid of what you're becoming. He fears your awakening. He dreads your boldness. That's why he's fought you so fiercely. But his power is limited, and my spirit within you is limitless. Resist him, not in your strength, but in mine. Rebuke him with my word, and he will flee. Stand in the authority of my name, and every chain will shatter. You were never called to live in bondage. Not to fear, not to shame, not to addiction, not to approval. I came to set the captives free, and that includes you. Do not settle for partial freedom when complete liberty hath been bought with my blood. Do not wear the garments of Egypt while dwelling in the promised land. I want you to walk in the fullness of your inheritance, unashamed, unbound, unafraid. You are royalty. You are my chosen. You are clothed in righteousness, crowned with purpose, and sealed with the spirit of promise. There are mantles waiting for you, assignments I have preserved until now. You have wondered why certain doors have been slow to open, why your influence seems delayed, why others passed ahead while you remained in waiting. But I tell you this, I have hidden you for a reason. I have protected your anointing from premature exposure. I have shielded your purpose from contamination. You were not of up, you were preserved. And now, as the veil lifts, as the timing aligns, I will bring you forth. Not with noise, but with authority. Not with hype, but with power. What I do in and through you will not be shallow, it will be rooted, tested, and eternal. And you must understand, my child, that obedience is your weapon. When you obey, even in the small things, you disarm the powers of darkness. When you forgive instead of holding a grudge, when you pray instead of panicking, when you speak truth instead of compromising, these are not weak acts. These are acts of war in the spirit. Obedience, even in silence, is a roar in the courts of heaven. Hell trembles when my people obey without needing to understand. There will be times ahead when you are asked to take steps that seem illogical. I may ask you to give what you feel you cannot spare, to love someone who seems unlovable, to walk away from what once felt secure. But trust me, I am not cruel. I am carving something holy. I am not leading you to loss, I am leading you to transformation. You will not be left empty-handed. The seed that falls must die, but it rises again in multiplied form. What you surrender in obedience becomes the ground where miracles grow. And I say this to you with tenderness and urgency. Guard your intimacy with me. In a world obsessed with performance and productivity, let your first ministry be to my heart. You don't need to impress me. I want your honesty more than your eloquence. I want your tears more than your titles. I want your devotion more than your display. Let your secret place be your sanctuary, not your stage. In the quiet, I will reward you. In the secret, I will sustain you. The fruit born in public is the result of roots grown in privacy. There is coming a wave of awakening across the earth, and I am preparing vessels who will carry it. Not just pastors or prophets, but intercessors, artists, business leaders, mothers, students, everyday lovers of my presence who will not compromise. And I have called you to be one of them. You don't need a pulpit to have power. You don't need a microphone to have a voice. Wherever I've placed you is holy ground. Bloom there. Preach with your life. Let your obedience speak louder than your opinions. I'm also healing generational wounds. You have carried burdens that didn't begin with you. The trauma, the fear, the cycles, they end now. In you, the curse breaks. In you, the blessing begins. You are not destined to repeat the pain of your parents. I am rewriting your legacy. I am forming a new chapter where freedom reigns. Your children will not inherit your chains, they will inherit your crown. Speak this by faith, even when your eyes see otherwise. I am the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and I am the God of your lineage. What starts with you will ripple for generations. And now I breathe fresh wind upon your spirit. What was dormant will waken. What was cracked will be sealed. What was delayed will accelerate. My hand is upon you. My voice is within you. My angels are around you. And my glory is ahead of you. Do not despise your wounds. They have made you tender toward others, patient with the broken, and sensitive to my spirit. In a world that exalts image, I exalt authenticity. I do not ask you to cover your history. I ask you to surrender it. I will redeem every chapter, write every heartbreak, and use every dark place as the backdrop against which my light will shine even brighter. For what the enemy meant for evil, I'm already turning for good. There are people assigned to your life who will not be set free by sermons or songs, but by your story. The story you've tried to forget. The testimony you were afraid to share. The raw, unedited journey that reveals my hand when yours had no strength left. Do not silence your story. In your truth, I will speak. In your transparency, others will find healing. You do not need to be whole to be used, you only need to be willing. Your vulnerability will unlock someone else's freedom. Let me remind you now of who you are, not who the world says, not what failure suggests, not what shame screams, but who I say. You are chosen. You are holy. You are set apart. You are not the sum of your mistakes. You are not the echo of your critics. You are the beloved of the Most High God. The enemy fears you not because of your strength, but because of your surrender. Your yielded heart is a battlefield he cannot win. My anointing upon you is not a decoration, it is a commission. It is oil for battle, not comfort. It empowers you to break yokes, to heal the broken, to proclaim liberty to the captives. You were not anointed for ease, you were anointed for impact. And that is why the warfare has intensified. That is why your name has been whispered in dark corners. But fear not. I have clothed you in righteousness. I have armed you with truth. I have given you the authority to trample upon every serpent that dares to rise against your destiny. Now listen closely, for this is where the shift begins. I am calling you to prophecy, not only over others but over yourself. Speak life into your valley. Speak light into your confusion. Call those things that are not as though they are. You are not waiting on breakthrough. Breakthrough is waiting on your voice. Your declaration is a weapon. Your praise is a gate. Your worship is a ladder between heaven and earth. Do not let discouragement mute you. Do not allow disappointment to lock your time. When you feel least powerful is when your worship matters most. When you feel least holy is when your prayers carry the greatest weight. Not because of who you are in yourself, but because of who I am in you. My power is perfected in your weakness. My glory is magnified in your honesty. So come as you are again and again and again. You are not called to perform, but to abide. Rest in me. Dwell in me. Do not strive for my love, receive it. You don't need to earn what I freely give. I already paid the highest price to secure your place at my table. Stop trying to qualify yourself for what I've already qualified you for through the cross. The blood speaks on your behalf. It covers, it cleanses, it calls you mine. My beloved, now is the hour to rise in boldness. To stand not just in public but in private with integrity. To shine not just in stages but in silence. Let your life become the sermon. Let your heart become the altar. Let your days become worship. And as you do, I will pour out my spirit upon you in increasing measure. Dreams will be resurrected. Vision will be restored. Power will flow from your life like rivers from the throne of God. This world does not need more imitation. It needs incarnation. It needs people who have walked with me in the fire and carry the scent of heaven in their words. You are becoming that one. Little by little, glory by glory, you are becoming the reflection of my heart in a world searching for truth. If you believe he reigns on high, say, you are my eternal King, holy and true. You have asked me, Lord, how do I continue when I feel so empty? And I answer you with this. You are not empty, you are being emptied. There is a difference, my child. The emptiness you feel is not a sign of absence, but of surrender. I am drawing out what no longer serves you so I can fill you with what will sustain you. I am removing the things you once depended on so that you may learn to lean solely on me. It feels like loss, but it is actually preparation. I'm not punishing you, I'm pruning you. For only what is trimmed can grow stronger. Only what is surrendered can be filled anew. Do not mourn the things I have removed. Some of them were never meant to stay. Some were seasonal. Others were stumbling blocks disguised as comfort. I see what you cannot. I know the weight you carry when you think no one sees your effort, your tears, your unseen sacrifices. But I see it all. I see you. And because I see, I refine. Because I love, I discipline. Not to diminish you, but to develop you. You have been asking for more of me. and now I am making room. In this hour, I am awakening the warrior within you. The gentle strength that has lain dormant is rising. You are learning to pray with fire, to worship with conviction, to live with purpose that defies the darkness around you. The enemy hoped you would break under pressure, but I have used that very pressure to form a diamond out of your spirit. You shine not because of ease, but because of endurance. You radiate not because everything went right, but because even when everything went wrong, you refused to let go of me. And now, I am opening your eyes. No longer will you live beneath the lie that you are inadequate, unworthy, or invisible. Those voices have echoed long enough in your mind, building walls around your destiny. But my word is a hammer, and I am shattering those lies now. You are not what happened to you. You are not the sum of your failures. You are not the brokenness of your family line. You are a new creation. You are my own. And I have placed something eternal in you that cannot be shaken. So rise in truth. Speak it over yourself even when your emotions scream otherwise. Declare what I have spoken, not what fear suggests. You are healed. You are called. You are chosen. You are redeemed. The chains that once held you cannot withstand the fire of my spirit within you. The curses spoken over you cannot stand against the blood that covers you. The darkness that tried to silence you cannot compete with the light that I have placed inside you. Even now, I am giving you discernment to see through false appearances. You will no longer be deceived by empty words, glittering promises, or distractions that disguise themselves as destiny. I am sharpening your vision, teaching your spirit to detect truth in a glance, and hear my whisper amidst the world's noise. You will know what is for me and what is not. You will be able to say no without guilt and yes without hesitation. For my spirit will confirm what your heart has long sensed but feared to speak. There is a wind of reformation sweeping across your life. Not just revival, but reformation. I am not only awakening your spirit, I am reconstructing your identity. No longer will you carry the broken systems of your past. No longer will you serve the gods of busyness, of people-pleasing, of quiet desperation. I am restoring rest to your soul, joy to your journey, and fire to your faith. You will begin to dream again, not small dreams framed by fear, but holy visions saturated with boldness. What seemed impossible will begin to unfold before your eyes. I am the God who parts seas, who multiplies loaves, who calls dry bones to live. Do not reduce me to the size of your past disappointments. I am not defined by delay. I am not bound by time. What I have promised, I will do. And when it happens, it will be sudden. You will wake up one morning and realize everything has changed. The email will come. The phone will ring. The door will open. A provision will appear. The shift will happen and you will know it was me. But while you wait, do not grow weary. Do not let the enemy convince you that nothing is moving. Underground, roots are deepening. Behind the curtain, angels are organizing. In the spirit realm, battles are being won. I am working while you worship. I am moving while you remain. Do not stop believing. Do not settle for a counterfeit version of what I've promised you. Do not run ahead of me or lag behind. Stay in step with my spirit, and you will never miss a moment of divine alignment. You are on the brink, my beloved. on the edge of something holy. Do not let weariness rob you of what's next. Do not faint before the finish line. I have come to remind you that you were born for this moment, for this fight, for this victory. You are my voice in the earth. You are my image in motion. You are my hands to heal and my heart to love. You are not powerless. You are not forgotten. You are anointed for such a time as this. I know that the path has been steep. I know that you've questioned why your journey seems harder than others. But understand this, I do not give heavy mantles to those with weak shoulders. The oil on your life has cost something. It was not poured from a vessel of ease, but crushed from seasons of pressing. That is why it is so potent, so unique, so necessary. You carry a fragrance of heaven that cannot be replicated. It is the scent of surrender, of midnight prayers, of choices made in quiet obedience. And because of that, you are marked not by man but by me. I am drawing you into deeper waters. Shallow living will no longer satisfy you. Superficial faith will no longer sustain you. You have tasted the depth of my spirit, and now I am calling you to swim in it. This will require trust like never before. The shore is safe, but it is not where miracles happen. You were not made to live on the edge of promise. You were made to walk in the center of it. So take the step. Leave the comfortable and follow me where the current of my spirit flows freely. You will not drown, you will discover how to soar beneath the surface. And when the storms arise, and they will remember this, the same God who walks on water walks with you. I do not promise the absence of wind and waves, but I do promise my presence in them. Peace is not the absence of trial, it is my presence in the midst of it. I have not called you to be exempt from battle. I have called you to victory in it. My peace is not fragile. It is not circumstantial. It is a weapon. It is a defiance against fear. Carry it with you like a shield. There will be moments when you are misunderstood, when your obedience will look like rebellion to those who cannot hear what I've whispered to your spirit. But do not seek to be understood by man when you are already known by me. Your validation comes from heaven, not from applause. Be faithful to what I've said, even when it sets you apart, especially when it sets you apart. Holiness is not isolation, it is consecration. And I am calling you to be set apart for a greater purpose. You will also notice in this season that certain relationships begin to shift. Some will fade. Others will be pruned. This is not a punishment, it is preparation. I am aligning you with people who carry what you need and need what you carry. Divine connections are being orchestrated even now. Stop mourning those who could not go where I am leading you. Some doors close not out of cruelty, but to protect your oil from being wasted in places that cannot receive it. Guard your spirit. Steward your circle. Everyone can't go, but you must. Do not despise the days of obscurity. Do not mistake hiddenness for insignificance. When I hide someone, it is not to bury them but to build them. David was hidden in the fields before he was crowned in the palace. Joseph was hidden in the prison before he was promoted to the palace. Even my son was hidden in a carpenter's home before he revealed himself to the world. Your hidden seasons are holy. They are not punishment, they are preparation for visibility that will not crush you. When I reveal you, it will be in my timing, for my glory, and for a purpose that cannot be undone. You are not late. You are not behind. You are being developed in the womb of purpose. And when you emerge, nothing will be able to stop what I have ordained for your life. So stay in the process. Stay on the wheel. I am shaping you not into what the world wants, but into what heaven needs. Your uniqueness is not a flaw, it is a fingerprint of my creativity. You were never meant to blend in. You were meant to stand out, to shine, to blaze a trail that others will follow. You have asked me, what is my assignment, Lord? And I answer, your assignment is to abide. From that place, everything else flows. Ministry, purpose, creativity, healing. It all begins in intimacy. When you stay connected to me, the fruit is inevitable. Stop trying to force what I have already promised. Abide in me, and I will bring the increase. Abide in me, and your life will become a vine of miracles stretching across every area you touch. And now I say this, prepare your heart for acceleration. What took others years will take you months. What was delayed will be expedited. Doors will open quickly, not because of your striving, but because of my favor. But do not let the speed distract you from the source. Stay grounded. Stay humble. Stay worshipful. The greater the elevation, the deeper the roots must grow. And I will help you grow them. I will teach you to handle glory without pride, influence without compromise, and success without losing your soul. There is a remnant rising, and you are among them. A generation marked not by titles but by fire. These are the ones who have learned to worship with wounds, to serve without recognition, to believe when everything around them begged them to stop. These are the warriors I have trained in caves of loneliness and valleys of affliction. They carry not just truth, but anointing. Not just knowledge, but revelation. You are one of them, and I have hidden you until now because the oil on your life was still fermenting into power. You were not overlooked, you were reserved. Just as I set aside the finest wine for the end of the feast, I have set aside your greatest impact for the hour when the world needs it most. Do not compare your timing to others. Comparison is the thief of joy and the strangler of calling. Their path is not your path. Their oil is not your oil. Your journey was crafted with care, and every delay has been divine. I will redeem the time. What others reach through ease, you will reach through fire, but with deeper authority. There will be those who misunderstand your fire. They will call your passion pride. They will accuse your hunger for me as emotionalism. Do not be dismayed. You are not called to appease the crowd, but to please the King. I did not mark you for acceptance, I marked you for impact. Let the mockery fall like raindrops on a shield, and let my word be your defense. Those who resist now will one day witness what I accomplished through your life, and they will know that I was with you all along. Be mindful, too, of the wilderness. For even in the wilderness, I do my finest work. It was in the desert that I spoke face to face with Moses. It was in the wilderness that I trained David to carry both harp and sword. It was in the barren places that I fed my people with manna, proving that provision does not come from environment, but from me. So if you feel as though you are in a dry place now, rejoice. You are not being punished, you are being positioned. You have cried out for purpose, and I have heard every word. But purpose is not always loud. Sometimes it looks like faithfulness in the unseen, like loving when it's inconvenient, like saying no to what feels good but leads to death. Purpose is shaped in secret, and when the time comes, I will make it public. You will not need to announce yourself. Your fruit will speak for you. Your peace will testify. Your joy will declare that you have walked with me. Let me also speak to your identity. You have allowed the labels of this world to hang on your soul like weights. Not enough, too late, too broken, too strange. But I say to you now, tear off those labels. They are lies. You are not too anything, you are exactly who I intended. I don't make mistakes. I don't have regrets about your design. I saw you before your first breath, and I called you good. I called you necessary. I called you mine. The enemy has tried to distort your reflection. He's placed fog on the mirror so you cannot see clearly. But I am breathing on that glass now. I am restoring vision. Where shame once lived, boldness will rise. Where fear once camped, courage will be planted. You are not a prisoner to your past. You are a carrier of my promise. Walk like it. Think like it. Speak like it. Carry yourself not with arrogance, but with assurance. My spirit lives in you. You are royalty clothed in humility, anointed with purpose. There will be dreams that begin to stir again. Ones you buried because of disappointment. I am reviving them now. I am watering the seeds of vision with my presence. You thought it was over. You thought you had missed your moment. But I am the God who resurrects. I bring dead things back to life. Nothing is wasted. Every desire I planted was intentional. And though it was delayed, it has not been denied. You will dream again. You will build again. You will believe again. Even your pain has not been in vain. I have counted every tear, stored every cry, watched every heartbreak with a father's gaze. And I tell you, I will use it. I do not waste pain. What you went through will become a platform, not for your glory, but for mine. I will turn your story into a psalm, your mourning into dancing, your ashes into beauty. You will comfort others with the same comfort you receive. Your wounds will become wells for those who thirst. Your testimony will be a torch in the dark. And now, I place a fresh anointing upon your life. One that breaks cycles. One that silences doubt. One that clears confusion and restores direction. You are being aligned again with heaven's rhythm. No longer will you wander. No longer will you strive. You will flow in peace, walk in power, and abide in truth. The fog is lifting. The clouds are parting. The wind of my spirit is moving. If Jesus lives in your heart and soul, comment, Jesus, my soul longs deeply for you. You are entering a time of divine exposure, not of your weakness, but of my glory within you. For years, you have wondered if your obedience in the dark places mattered. You have served without recognition, given without reward, prayed without applause. But I tell you this truth, what was cultivated in secret will be revealed in glory. I have seen your heart when no one else did, and now I will make it shine as a beacon to others. You will be a lighthouse to the lost, not because of your strength, but because of the light that burns within you, me. Do not shy away when I call your name in the open. Do not retreat when the spotlight turns toward you. I am not raising you for fame, I'm raising you for influence. Not the influence that fades with seasons, but the kind that plants eternity in the hearts of man. When I position you, it is for a holy purpose. And when I elevate you, it is not for your own comfort, but so that the cry of the hungry and the prayer of the desperate can find their answer through your yielded hands. There are mantles that have been waiting for this moment, gifts that were assigned to your name before you ever breathed your first breath. They are coming now, descending upon your shoulders like cloaks woven with wisdom, authority, and revelation. Do not question whether you are worthy. I have made you worthy. Do not ask, why me? Instead, say, here I am. The time of questioning is over. This is the hour of commissioning. You are no longer merely a follower. You are becoming a builder, a voice, a vessel through which heaven will speak and act. The battles you faced have been training grounds for the battles you will conquer. Every wound is now a weapon. Every scar a signpost. Every trial a testimony. Nothing was in vain. Even your failures have become fertilizer for the garden I am growing through your life. I am not ashamed of your journey. I am proud of your perseverance. Where others gave up, you pressed on. Where others compromised, you stood firm. And now the harvest is breaking through the soil. What was once buried is bursting forth. But my child, do not let the blessings distract you from the blesser. Do not allow my hand to replace my face in your gaze. Keep seeking me, not merely what I can give you. For though I love to bless you, my greatest gift is myself. Let intimacy be your pursuit. Let worship be your compass. When your heart is anchored in me, no success will spoil you, and no hardship will shake you. I am also calling you to be a repairer of broken walls, a restorer of paths for others to walk in. This will not always be glamorous. It will require compassion for the hurting, patience with the messy, and endurance through disappointment. But I will give you eyes that see like mine. You will see past the bitterness to the root of pain. You will speak to the child behind the anger, the dreamer behind the doubt. You will call forth gold from hearts that others discarded. And in doing so, you will reflect me more clearly than 1,000 sermons ever could. You will speak, and strongholds will break. Not because of eloquence, but because of anointing. You will pray, and atmospheres will shift. Not because of ritual, but because of relationship. You will walk into rooms and carry my presence like a fragrance that arrests the attention of every soul. People will ask, what is different about you? And you will answer, it is the Lord my God, who lives in me and walks with me. You will also become a fountain of wisdom. Not worldly wisdom, but the kind that flows from my heart. Wisdom that discerns motives, that sees beneath the surface, that brings peace to chaos. I will place words in your mouth that diffuse conflict, that unlock understanding, that direct others like a compass points north. You will not need to strive for credibility. I will make your voice weighty in the ears of those who need it most. Prepare yourself also for divine interruptions. I will place people in your path who need a touch of heaven, and you will be the bridge. Your schedule will be disrupted, but your spirit will be fulfilled. Do not resist these moments. They are sacred. A child in need of kindness, a stranger desperate for a word, a friend silently drowning in sorrow. You will be my hands extended, my love in motion, my grace made tangible. My child, The time is short, and the need is great. That is why I am awakening you fully. No longer will you sleep through your purpose. No longer will you live on borrowed fire. I am giving you your own flame, one that will not be quenched. Tend it carefully. Feed it with my word. Guard it from compromise. And let it burn brightly in a world growing cold with fear and deception. Now rise. Not just physically but spiritually. Take off the dust of disappointment. Cast off the garments of grief. Step out of the grave clothes of yesterday's mistakes. Today is a new day. My mercies are new, not just in theory, but in reality. They are washing over you now like morning light through an open window. Feel the warmth. Breathe it in. You are clean. You are free. You are chosen. You have been faithful in the silence, in the obscure days where no applause followed your sacrifice, where no visible fruit confirmed your obedience. But those were not wasted seasons, they were sacred. In the invisible places of waiting, I was laying foundations. In the hidden hours of devotion, I was building unseen walls of strength. The roots of your purpose were digging deeper, anchoring you not to fame or fleeting validation, but to me. And because you did not abort the process, you are ready now for the unveiling. My glory does not fall upon the polished, but upon the prepared. I do not anoint perfection, I anoint surrender. And you, my child, have surrendered again and again. Even when your heart broke in the release, even when your hands trembled with uncertainty, you chose me. You chose obedience over convenience, holiness over popularity, faith over fear. And now, I will choose you in return, not to merely receive, but to release. You will pour what I have poured into you. You will give from the overflow, not from scarcity. What once depleted you will now multiply through you. Do not be surprised when I take you to places you did not expect. My ways are higher. My assignments are not always logical, but they are always purposeful. Some doors I will open will not look grand, but they will be gateways to profound impact. Others will look too large, and you will wonder if you're ready. But remember this, I do not open what I have not already equipped you to enter. Walk through with courage, not because you are fearless, but because I am with you. And I say this now with fire in my voice, this is the season for alignment. You cannot walk into a new dimension carrying the weights of the old. I am calling you to examine what you've been tolerating, what you've been excusing, what you've allowed to stay that no longer bears fruit. Some connections must be released. Some patterns must be broken. Some habits must be laid at my altar, not for punishment, but for purification. I want to bless you beyond what you can contain, but your vessel must be made ready. Let me deal with your heart. Not in condemnation, but in holy refinement. I see the wounds you've hidden. I know the memories that still sting. And I am not repulsed, I am moved. I draw near, not with accusation, but with healing. Let me touch those places. Let me speak truth where lies have lingered. Let me show you that your brokenness was never a disqualification, but a doorway for my mercy. Where others saw a failure, I see a future. Where others walked away, I stayed. And I still stay. There is nothing you have done that has made me withdraw my love. Nothing. Not the fault, not the silence, and not the detour. I saw it all before it happened, and still I chose you. Still I love you. Still I called you mine. Do not let guilt rob you of what I died to give you. My grace is not shallow. It runs deeper than your darkest day. It will chase you to the ends of the earth. And when you finally stop running, it will still be there, arms wide open, ready to restore. I am not a God of second chances. I am the God of endless mercy. There is always a way back to me. And the path is not paved with performance, but with repentance. Come back, not with shame, but with boldness. The throne of grace is not guarded by accusation, but by invitation. I long to hear your voice again, not because I need it, but because you do. There is healing in the sound of your surrender. There is joy in the echo of your return. You have questions, I know. Questions that linger like fog in the morning. Why did it happen that way? Why did the prayer go unanswered? Why did the door close? I may not answer every question the way you want, but I will give you peace that surpasses answers. And that peace will be enough. My wisdom is perfect. My timing is flawless. My ways, though mysterious, are always good. You will understand in time. But until then, trust me. Trust that I am for you. Trust that nothing can separate you from my love. I am also placing new dreams within you. Dreams that align with eternity. Dreams that will stretch your faith and pull you into places of risk and reward. Do not dismiss them because they feel too big. You were created for more than safety. You were born for impact. You were designed to shake nations, to carry my name, to awaken those who sleep. And yes, it starts with small steps, but it will end in holy fire. What begins as obedience will erupt into influence. You will not walk this path alone. I have appointed people to walk with you, kingdom connections, divine relationships, covenant friendships. These are not companions of convenience, but partners of purpose. They will understand your call, share your burden, and speak to your spirit. I am removing the counterfeit to make room for the authentic. And when they come, you will know. It will be as if your spirit exhaled for the first time in years. And through it all, I remain constant. I do not change with seasons. I do not shift with culture. I am the same yesterday, today, and forever. You can build your life upon my word. It will not fail you. You can trust my spirit. He will not mislead you. And you can walk with confidence, knowing that I am writing a story through you that hell cannot erase. If you've decided to never look back, comment, Jesus, I am yours for all eternity. You have often wondered why the process feels so painful, why the waiting stretches longer than you ever imagined. But hear me now, the process is proof of my investment. I do not waste my refining fire on what I do not intend to use. You are not being punished, you are being purified. I am removing every layer that does not reflect me, every lie that has clung to your identity like fog over a mirror. You will see yourself clearly again. You will know who you are in me. And that clarity will become your compass. Do not fear the fire, for it is not consuming you, it is consuming what was never meant to stay. The bitterness, the pride, the people-pleasing, the false strength, it must all go. I want to walk with you in the cool of the day, not watch you burn out trying to prove your worth. You don't have to earn my affection. You already have it. You don't need to be strong to be loved. I love you in your weakness. I delight in your honesty. I honor your surrender. I am drawing you into a deeper identity, not the one shaped by what you do, but by who I say you are. You are not your performance. You are not your productivity. You are not defined by your failures or your accolades. You are mine, my child, my vessel, my beloved. Your worth is not up for debate. It was settled on the cross, sealed by blood, spoken by the voice of the Father, and witnessed by the heavens. Rest in that truth. Anchor yourself in it. Return to it when the winds blow and the voices rise. And hear this now. Your breakthrough is not coming, it has already begun. The shift has happened in the spirit. What you're feeling is not confusion, it's transition. You are being moved from one dimension of grace into another. The ground may feel unfamiliar, but that's because you are standing in answered prayer. It just doesn't look like what you expected. But trust me, this place is fertile. This terrain, though new, will bear fruit. Keep walking. Keep watering the vision. You are closer than you think. There is a sound rising from your life, a sound of praise that pierces the darkness. Even when your words are few, even when your songs are cracked with tears, your worship is a weapon. It confuses the enemy. It invites angels. It shifts atmospheres. Do not underestimate what happens when you lift your hands, even when you don't feel like it. Worship is not an emotion. It is a decision. It is a declaration. My God is worthy, even here, even now. And I receive it as incense. I store every note in heaven. You've asked, Lord, do I really have what it takes? And I answer now, not with theory but with truth, you do, because I placed it in you. You have grace for this assignment. You have strength for this journey. You have wisdom for this moment. It may feel like too much, but only because you've been leaning on your own understanding. Shift now. Lean into me. Let me carry what you were never meant to bear alone. I didn't call you to impress, I called you to trust. I am healing your memory. Yes, even the places time has not touched but still bleed when pressed. I know where the wounds began. I saw the betrayal, the abandonment, the abuse. I never condoned it, and I never ignored it. And now I am redeeming it. You are not bound to the pain of your past. You will not always feel triggered, ashamed, or stuck. My spirit goes where no counselor can reach, to the caverns of your soul, and he speaks, peace, be still. And even the most tormented memories must obey. Forgiveness will be your gateway to freedom. Not because they deserve it, but because you do. You deserve to walk unshackled. You deserve to breathe without bitterness suffocating your joy. I am not asking you to excuse the harm, I am asking you to hand me the weight. Let me judge. Let me heal. Let me restore what was taken. I am the God who brings justice, and I do not forget what was done to you. I will not let the oppressor go unaccounted for, but I will not let your soul be tethered to them either. Lose them and rise. You are coming into a season of holy acceleration. What once scrolled will run. What once was delayed will be delivered. What once required 10 steps will now open in one. But remember, this acceleration is not an invitation to abandon stillness. Even as I move quickly, I need you to stay close. Keep your ear to my chest. Let me set your pace. Let me guard your heart from rushing ahead of my will. There is safety in proximity. Provision is being released not just to meet needs but to fund vision. I am placing resources in your hands for the purpose of impact. This is not just about bills being paid. This is about dreams being built. This is about orphans being fed, ministries being launched, the gospel being preached in places your feet may never go. I am entrusting you with wealth, not for indulgence but for influence. Stay pure. Stay generous. Stay humble. The days ahead will carry glory and resistance. With elevation comes exposure. With favor comes responsibility. But I will not leave you unequipped. You will have discernment sharper than a blade. You will know what to speak, when to move, whom to trust. And when confusion tries to rise, my peace will drown it out. You will walk with boldness not born of pride, but of presence. You will shine not from spotlight, but from encounter. Right, you are my peace in chaos if he calms your soul.